Welcome, everybody, and Happy New Year. I'm Robin from Western Mass, and this is the Morgellons conference call of the week with Richard Kuhns, how to get your life back from Morgellons and other skin parasites. So I suffered and struggled and tried a million things and went to numerous doctors and entomologists and dermatologists for 3.5 years before I asked my pastors to pray for me one day, and they prayed that God would bring me creative solutions, and the next day I found Richard and his book, and that was a game changer. So with the support of with the Sunday calls and the protocols in the book, I did get my life back, and unfortunately I did get reinfested again, which is easy to do if you unpack something that hadn't been disinfected. And I'm in the process. I'm about 3/4 of the way done second time round, doing really well, thanks to the diet and the protocols and the support of this group. So I am so thankful to be here and to welcome in the new year with you guys. And at this point, I'd like to introduce Richard. He is the author of How to Get Your Life Back. The book is in its 10th edition because, unfortunately, the medical profession is not much help about Morgellons or other skin parasites. They don't know anything about that stuff, although, you know, it's slowly, very slowly changing. But Richard has done a ton of research, and as more things come to light, he updates the book. So the book is in the 10th edition. It is a wonderful resource, everything from his personal story to recipes for his diet, which he developed over 2 years and is amazing. It's a lifesaver, and everything in between. All the different. You start out with simple protocols. You up your game if you have more resistant things that you're dealing with, and he's here on this call with us every week to share knowledge, experience, strength, and hope. And so at this point, I'd like to welcome Richard Kuhns.
Thank you, Robin. Happy New Year, everybody. As I always say, the best is yet to come, and we can certainly use best, can't we?
That's right.
We usually start with a topic of the week, and Robin, what can we use for this week's topic?
I thought it would be the new year is a good time to talk about hope, you know, because, yeah.
Hope. What kind of hope is there anyway?
What kind of hope?
Yeah, what kind? I mean, I remember struggling, and boy, I'd hope, and I'd hope, and I'd hope. And in the beginning, I'd try something, and it would work for a day or two, and I'd have some hope, only to have it dashed about the 4th or 5th day, awakening again in the middle of the night with this itching and craziness going on in every part of every orifice of my body. And it was pretty easy to start giving up hope. It was bad. And then I'd find something else or find another doctor, and he'd try a sulfur drug or something else, and I'd have hope again for a few days, only to be dashed again and again and again. So where do we get this hope? Now, those of you on the call, what I'd like you to do is jot down, if you haven't already, please jot down Chris's number, because I'd like you to share where you've been getting your hope, and share how that hope has helped you. Now, one of the free things, well, many of the free things, you know, it used to be that I charged for the ebook, $19.95, and you know, information is now free here. There's nothing we don't hold back. The diet is free, part 1 of the diet, part 2 of the diet. I shared 2 free YouTube videos that have relaxation experiences. One is called The Inner World of Tranquility. We've had a couple hundred people view it. And we have the Stop Touching Your Face program for those of us who want to be as active as we can in the fight against COVID-19, because when you're out and about and you touch any surface, that virus can be on that surface and be transferred to the little ridges on your fingertips, on your fingerprints. And then Google says we touch our face over about 23 times every hour. So that means potentially you've got a lethal weapon coming at your face 20-some times an hour. And the best thing we could do is, stop touching our face. So that program is available and it's free. So hope, we're here to provide hope, and I hope we're doing that. Part of our goal here is inspiration. So some people get hope from prayer, from their religious affiliation. Some people get hope. Where do you get hope, Robin?
I get hope from a lot of different places. I do have a strong relationship with God, and I draw a lot of hope from that. But I draw hope from this group. I draw hope from your book, and I wanted to share a Bible verse because I think there's a Bible verse. I can't tell you where. I forget, but it says, "Experience builds hope, and hope makes us not ashamed." And the thing is that, like you were saying, you get hopeful for a few days and then you get discouraged. But as we work the program, the days that were better get longer and longer. And as long as we can train our minds to remember that, we can build hope upon hope and get through the discouraging days, because it will get better. It's a process. And yeah, there's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and then there's 3 steps forward and 1 step back. But, experience builds hope. And we can, when we are unable to hope ourselves, we can turn to one another and encourage one another, and we can gain hope that way as well. So I think this group is a fountain of hope for many people, myself included. I love it, and I'm so grateful, Richard, for you and for the group and the hope that you bring into people's lives.
Yes, I'm very fortunate and happy and honored to be here for each and every one of you. Here's an email that I just got about an hour ago. And I sincerely hope that we can be part of this answer to this young fellow's life. He writes, "I have just come across your book online, and I'm really hoping," here's that word, "that it has the answers. In 3 months, it will be exactly 1 year since I made myself a deal." Now, it's not a year since he got infected. He made a deal a year ago. That deal was that I would give myself 1 year to overcome this horrible condition that I've been suffering from for about 4 years. Now that it took the pistol out of my mouth and keep fighting, I would give it, I'm not sure exactly every word, I would give it a college try for 1 year, and that if in 1 year's time, I had not made progress in curing this hideous condition, that I could then turn to the pistol again. You know, he's talking about a real gun. That's what that earlier reference was. That's serious. And this is where many of us have come from, myself included. I have been to several okay, let me make this larger so I can read it better. Forgive me. Okay.
No, that's okay.
Okay. And for 1 minute, I thought I had found one who was actually taking me serious. He just said I'd been to several doctors. And for 1 minute, I thought I found one who actually was taking me serious. Until just recently, she flipped up and revealed her true feelings about me and my condition. I'll just say that the medical community has only made dealing with this more difficult than it already is. I've lost everything in the life that I knew before my Morgellons seemed like a dream I had once long ago. I lost my job, my wife divorced me, and everyone that I knew looks at me like a leper and some COVID host they must avoid at all costs. The pain is unimaginable. And self-medicating is my only option, which is the only reason I've been able to make it this long. It said on your page to contact you. It's misery. Contact you. On this email to find out exactly what I have going on, and I know that I have just hit you with considerably more than that, but I have 3 months left. I have no dollars, I have no job or any resources of any kind. I have exhausted them. All before this, I was a roughneck making 6 figures in Wyoming in oil fields. I enjoyed my life very much, a gorgeous wife, made good dollars, lots of toys, but like I said, it's a dream I once had. I cannot pay for you with any dollars. Anyway, but I'm reaching out to whoever is receiving this and asking for help. Well, I hope we are this young man's answer, and that I wrote him back, sent him the book, The Diet Invitation to our call today. I don't know if he's joined or is able to, but this is what we deal with every day. The medical community, like Robin said earlier, totally ignorant. They have enough to deal with COVID. The hospitals are overloaded. People are outside in the street waiting to get into the hospitals. So I don't think you're going to see anything in any short term with regard to Morgellons. The whole country is just totally consumed. And it's no excuse for the past, but that's where it is now. So if we have any hope coming from the medical community, it's not there. So I hope that Robin and I and Ethel and Barbara have been an inspiration to all of you to keep coming back. I never said it was an easy path. It's a path by which I got my life back. It's a path by which Robin got her life back and is well on her way to get it again. It's a path that Ethel is using and well on her way to getting her life totally back. It works. Hundreds of people have shared that it works, and it's work. So if any of you would like to share where you get your hope from, whether it's through prayer or maybe it's the Serenity Prayer, who knows what it is, anything that you use on a regular basis to keep you going, we would all like to hear and share, and perhaps you can expand our hope base. So, Chris, would you give your number again?
Chris is muted. I can give his number.
Okay.
Oh, there he goes. Chris?
My number is 732-272-7952. 732-272-7952.
I'd like to share one other thing that I do that may sound a little crazy, but it gives me a lot of hope. And I guess I would call it declarative prayer, where, you know, faith, God sees the things that aren't as though they are. And so I will literally, I've done this over and over, walk around my house and declare that I've totally won this battle, that these tiny little enemies have to flee from my presence, that my house is clear, that my clothes are clear, that my skin is clear. And I just say these things out loud, and the more I say them, the more hopeful I get that it's actually happening. And it is actually happening. So, I mean, I feel like it's a paradigm shift in my thinking that I do on purpose. And for me personally, it gives me a lot of hope. So
affirmations are phenomenal, and they are fantastic, and I'm glad that you brought them up. I use them quite extensively. I can't say that they were totally instrumental, but it certainly put me on the right path. And an affirmation can be such as, I am health, I am well. There are philosophies here. The old school of thinking, my initial school of thinking when I first got into hypnosis and suggestions and self-hypnosis was, I am becoming healthy. The more recent philosophies through the late Dr. Dwyer are, I am healthy. I am completely healthy. I am, I am well. So declarative rather than becoming. Declarative, declaring an energy. Yes. So the affirmations can be, I am well, I am health, I am intelligent, I am whatever you want to put on the end of I am. And then there's another one that says, simply say, I am. I am defines all, everything. I would use affirmations. I would go jogging, and I'd be jogging around a park. And can you imagine the guy jogging around a park, repeating to himself, the supreme intelligence within me knows how to take food, water, air, sunshine from external sources of my body, and through the mysterious process called digestion and assimilation, convert that into life-sustaining energy that keeps my heart beating, my lungs breathing, my muscles strong, my nerve pathways clear, so that I see that which is appropriate, sense that which is appropriate, and communicate that which is appropriate. Kind of wraps everything up. Of course, it took me about 3 months to memorize it all, but I got it all down. So affirmations are phenomenal, are great. I believe, for many years I was very religious. I'm no longer religious. But I believe God. I believe the self-connection with the universal power, which is the understanding of mathematics, chemistry, physics, and biology, and probability. And through our knowledge and connection with those basic laws of physics, we can accomplish anything that we put our minds to and experience anything that we want, no matter what it looks like the downfalls might be. So that's my experience. That's where I go. Of course, I don't go around testing this theory and catching COVID to see if I can make it come true. So I respect the chemistry, the biology, and that's a part of it, is the respect of the laws of nature. So that's what you call the laws of chemistry, physics, biology, and probability. It is the laws of the nature. It is God. It is you. It is me. We are God. Anyone?
And,
yes.
I have a couple of suggestions from people. Just saying the word yes is very powerful.
Yes.
It's so positive.
Let me add one thing to that. When you say yes, yes, yes,
yes.
Yes. Yes.
I like that. I like that. And then another person says the rosary. She was a Protestant who became a Catholic, and when she can't sleep, she says the rosary and before bed, and she falls asleep relaxed and happy. And you know, that's another tool for accessing hope and peace.
Absolutely. The Serenity Prayer, the Rosary, whatever gives you peace, go for it. And hopefully, through our sharing, each and every one of you on this call will find that sense of hope and peace, so that one of the biggest challenges with these afflictions of skin parasites is getting a full night's restful sleep.
Yeah, just getting enough sleep can make you hopeful, because all of a sudden you're rested, and that's why, you know, when you were describing what you did when you were running, I mean, that's why we sing the Happy Cell song. We should do that today at some point.
Absolutely.
You know, because it's very powerful. I think it is. But,
I know it is. Anyone else text you?
That's all I have right now.
Please don't be shy. Text Chris, and he'll open the line up to you. We'd love to hear you share your experiences. Many of you have been through what that young fellow that I wrote his email. I mean, I didn't order that email. Came today.
Right.
And it's where many
you know, all week, I think the fact that it's a new year and people get discouraged at the end of the year because they may not have made the progress that they want to, and they see a new year coming and they're not where they had hoped they would be, right? But the thing is that we are here to encourage people. Everything takes time. And yes, we get discouraged, and yes, we fall down and we lose sight of hope, but we can get back up, and we can encourage one another to keep on keeping on.
I once attended a lecture by a chiropractor, and the title of the lecture was TTT. Things take time. He spoke an hour on things taking time. But he's right. Yeah. And I think one of the issues is those who get into the trap of making New Year's resolutions. They are a trap.
That's
because we often end up declaring things that may be unrealistic for us. And then when we fall short or don't achieve them, well, it's like a shot in it's like our self-esteem has tripped over the biggest rock you can imagine. We put ourselves down, we get negative, and despair and hopelessness take over. So, yeah, that's not the only hope. That is the best, most hopeful New Year's resolution. Find something that provides you hope on an ongoing basis every day. Whether it's reading a certain kind of, a certain genre of fiction or whatever your interests are, finding a specific type of humor on YouTube, a genre there. The more laughter you can include in your life, the better you can have, the more of a perspective that you can have. I think one of the best things that we can achieve is being able to laugh at ourselves.
Yeah. I agree. Laughter is the best medicine.
Yes. We take life so seriously. I know I shared on a previous video that there was a poster I had in the office that said, "Don't take life so seriously, you'll never get out of it alive."
Sorry.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's true. That's true.
Anyone like to share? Chris is lonely. He wants to see a text come in on so he can open up the line and we can listen. We can all hear. It's ironic. 3 weeks ago, Chris's line was open, but it wasn't, and people were trying to text him, but the subscription had expired and they weren't able to reach him. Now it's open, and nobody's texting. Come on.
Hope is a hard topic when you're struggling, I know. And you don't have to, you can share what gives you hope, but you can also share your struggle and your discouragement, because that's why we're here, to give you hope.
That's right. We're here to take that those feelings of frustration, aggravation, depression. Oh, depression is bad. I was there for a couple of years. It was about 13 years ago when, after I had basically 100% certainty that I had a handle on skin parasites and that they were no longer going to destroy me, then Lyme disease just about destroyed my life. And it was so depressing to come out of the nightmare of skin parasites only to be totally consumed by the 24/7 agony and pain of the inflammation and the joint pain and the inability to even write my name. I was depressed. I know what it feels like. I was there. So when you are depressed and when you're angry, and believe me, if you've been through the medical community, as that young fellow who wrote that email, and many of us who have gone to a dozen, 16, 20 doctors, we once had a contest. How many people have been to the most doctors? I think one lady had 21. And I don't know if she exaggerated, but it's realistic. It's real. There is so much hostility and anger that here we are in this century. We've sent men to the moon, and that was last century. Yeah, and we still don't know a thing. That you get better treatment if you go to a veterinarian than you do to a doctor. At least a vet might check your stool if you were able to. But so these emotions, they're with us. I think, the most powerful emotion I think the most powerful and damaging emotion there is uncertainty. Now you might say, why? Because it's a low-level emotion. It's not like anger where you might want to rip the head off of somebody, or depression where you want to climb into a hole and never come out again and hope somebody buries you and you can't come out and you stop breathing. It's not those high-level emotions. It's not like frustration or irritation. It's a low-level emotion. But it's uncertainty about the future, uncertainty as to whether or not you're ever going to get any progress. And, well, you see, the issue is it's 24/7. Yeah, 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year, and it's cumulative. It adds up. And what happens is that our homeostatic level, remember, I used to earn a living doing stress management. And our homeostatic level gradually comes up and up and up as we adjust to higher and higher levels of stress. And as we come adjusting to higher and higher levels of stress, unless we know what to do with it, the result is obvious. Disease, heart disease, cancer, headaches, migraines, muscle pains, hypertension, Raynaud's syndrome, and the list goes on and on. I remember when
Andrea just brought up, she said and Ethel has talked about this many times, how important it is to do something that you really enjoy at least once a day, even if it's just a little thing. So you have something that makes you happy that you can look forward to, even if it's a small amount of time. It could be doodling, it could be playing an instrument. Doodling,
I love that little
awesome.
doodle.
Yeah.
Or putting a puzzle, or a 500-piece puzzle, or what?
Right.
Something. Yeah, to invest your mind and to take a break from it all. And beyond all, I was invited to write an article for, I guess, an Instagram individual's got like 2 million followers, and it's about what to do in the upcoming new year and so forth. Number one, if you've got any grudges, against anybody, where do you want to put them?
You want to get rid of them. You want to let go.
Let them go. Out the window. A grudge does nothing but suck the life out of you. It's like toenail fungus that never goes away. Although we now know how to clean toenail fungus out. But you want to get rid of any grudges. And
they hurt your immune system.
And those you live with, you want to treat, particularly now. I mean, this is a philosophy we should always have every day of our life. This philosophy. We should not treat any hour as assumed. We should treat every hour of our life as borrowed. And it's for us to soak up every moment of love and affection and give love and affection to everyone we're in relationship with. And not wait for another day to do it. Not put it off. But live every hour like it is your last hour.
That's right. That's right.
We often
Kim,
yes.
Kim from New York said she also goes to chiropractors and acupuncturists who are more sympathetic and understanding than doctors. And she brought her 12-year-old with her to the acupuncturist, and she actually saw the filaments come out of her feet as a result of acupuncture. And I would think that would give Kim hope, because then her daughter knows it's real and believes her. So it helps their relationship.
Well, that's true. In fact, now that you mentioned that, it's probably about maybe 3 years ago in a very old blog post that there was an update about using acupuncture and to stimulate and something about bringing these organisms out. I forget exactly. It's been a long time. But yes, my only concern here is that we don't go to these professionals when we are contagious, because if you're lying on or sitting in their furniture and you are contagious, I mean, you might feel better after you leave, but you may leave some organisms with them, and you may leave some organisms for their clientele who is next there to pick up. So that is a fear that I always have. I believe that if you get to the late part of stage 1 of the diet and you are basically free of the symptoms of the itching and the biting, and you take a bath perhaps for 45 minutes with cleaning the nature's gift and the disinfectant, and shower off and wipe yourself down, yes, you're much better positioned to venture out and be with others and have social or physical contact with others. But unless that is, it's dangerous, it's risky.
Well, and plus, if you're in good communication with an acupuncturist or whatever, they can disinfect after you leave as well. And I'm sure they do something like that. I mean, just
that
with
may
regular
be,
clients.
But when we dealing with Morgellons, disinfection doesn't always kill them. The typical alcohol sprays that they use in these facilities will not have an impact on them.
Right, that's
I
true.
know, my wife has a salon and she does facials and things like that, and the extent of her disinfection is alcohol.
Oh.
So if that's a common practice with most of these people, it won't touch it.
Mm. Yeah. Hmm.
Anyone else text you?
No, that's it so far.
Well, back to these frustrating emotions and these stressful emotions and the impact of stress and what it does to you. And I mentioned about the higher and higher levels of our homeostatic level. And when our homeostatic level goes away from its initial baseline and starts increasing, this means that our bodies are constantly, to some degree or other, in an activated state in which there are a higher than normal or higher than required elevation of fight or flight response hormones, adrenaline, norepinephrine, and cortisol. And the higher levels of cortisol, and add to that a real stressful situation and not knowing what to do about it, bring blood sugar. Cortisol is an activator. It causes blood sugar to rise and elevate. Sugar is not on the diet. Sugar feeds these organisms. It's a vicious circle then. Stress begets organisms, begets scratching. There's even a post about maybe 9 months ago where researchers found that if you are scratching your skin, it actually causes internal chemical changes that actually feed parasites. It causes them to become more activated. So stress begets scratching begets the whole 9 yards, and you're getting nowhere. So it behooves us, and one of the things that we do here is to use a stress management technique. Now, today I suggest we do tapping because part of the language that Robin is going to be using when she's doing it is about hope. So, Robin, I'm going to turn it over to you. for you to take everyone through tapping. It's something that you can do while you're sitting in a parked car. You can do it in your house. You can do it sitting in a doctor's office. You can sit it anywhere where you don't have to use your hands, say, for instance, driving. So, Robin, go ahead and take us through the tapping exercise, and perhaps some people, as we're going through the exercise, will think of things they'd like to share on the subject of hope.
Okay. I recommend you do this sitting down, both feet on the ground, not your legs crossed, and your shoulders down, your back is straight. We are going to tap about 7 to 10 times on each place. And the first one we start with is like a little karate chop. You can do it on from one hand to the other or on the edge of a table or chair. And then we're going to tap with 2 fingers on the top of our head, above our eyes, on the side of our eyes, under our nose, our chin, under our neck, and then right there we're going to rub. And afterwards, if you have a glass of water to drink to help flush toxins, that's really good. Now, I'm going to say certain things, and I want you to repeat them while we do this, okay? So we're going to start with the karate chop, and I'm going to say, this is a really challenging situation, but I'm going to love and respect myself in the midst of it and hold on to hope. And then we're going to tap the top of our head, and we're going to say, I hate this situation, but I am going to love and respect myself in the midst of it and hold on to hope. And I'm going to pause because I forgot. Pick one thing. Pick one thing, rate it from 1 to 10, where 10 is causing you the most anxiety, discouragement, and depression. 1 is very little. So pick one thing that is big in your mind right now, and we're going to lower that number. So let's start over, okay? So get that one thing in your head. All right, here we go. With the karate chop. This is a terrible situation, but I am going to love and respect myself in the midst of it and hold on to hope. And then we're going to tap on the top of our heads and say, no matter what happens, I am going to love and respect myself and hold on to hope. And then we're going to tap above our eyes, above our eyebrows, and say, this situation really stinks, but I am going to love and respect myself in the middle of it and to hold on to hope. And then the side of our eyes, I can't imagine getting through this, but I am holding on to hope in the midst of it. And then below our eyes, no matter what happens, I am going to love and respect myself. And then under our nose, I am holding on to hope. Our chin, this situation is horrible, but hope is filling my heart. And then below our neck, no matter what happens, I am going to love and respect myself. And then take a minute and rub right there. It should be a little sore, and you are releasing toxins. Take a deep cleansing breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. If you have any water nearby, take a drink of water. And if that has helped you lower that number for whatever you were thinking about, please let us know. And you can do that over and over. If you have one thing and it's a 10, you can repeat that whole process until you get it down to a 6 or a 5 or a 4. Mine went down from a 10 to a 7. So that was pretty good.
Great. Thank you, Robin.
Yeah.
How often a day do you recommend we do this?
As much as you can. I mean, if you are filled with anxiety and stress, I would recommend doing it as often as you can until you are filled with hope and peace, right?
You know, we haven't talked about Morgellons, we haven't talked about skin parasites, we haven't talked about the diet, we haven't talked about the protocol, we haven't talked about anything. All we've been talking about so far is hope and stress management. And without this, I don't know if the rest of is, you know, this is required, this is needed. And when we talk about parasites and we talk about the protocol, we talk about, you know, for instance, if you have problems with them in your hair, the answer is always be aggressive. Don't do it once. Don't do it just twice. Do it as often as you can. Likewise, with this tapping or with the deep breathing. Some weeks we do the deep breathing. Don't just do it once. Don't just do it twice. Be aggressive. Go after stress. It's your enemy. Right. Now, there are two kinds of stress, good stress and bad stress. Good stress is when you get a job promotion, when you get a raise. But that's still stress. Typical stresses that we are unfortunately often dealing with are the distress that we want to counter, we want to be aggressive with. So just don't do the tapping once or twice, but set your alarm on your clock or on your cell phone or your smartphone. Set it to go off every hour, every 45 minutes, every half hour, and do it. The breathing or the tapping. Be aggressive. Go after stress. Don't let it destroy you.
And because these conference calls are recorded and video, you can watch them on YouTube and fast forward to the tapping part until you are comfortable just doing it on your own, and you will see how to do it. So, and there are also lots of tapping videos on YouTube.
And when I talk about stress, stress, there was a book written, 25 years ago. It's a monumental in the field of stress management by Kenneth Pelletier, Dr. Kenneth Pelletier. And the title of the book was called Mind, M-I-N-D, Mind as Slayer, Mind as Healer. And the essence of that book is the more you know about your reactions to stress, the longer and the healthier you will live. And that every one of us, one way or another, will die as a result at the effect of stress. And I thought about that for a moment. And then I realized, getting hit by a Mack truck is pretty stressful. So it is true. Stress is everywhere. And it's cumulative. Now, I think nobody is...
And you know what else? The other thing about stress is you lose your ability to be creative because the fight or flight response kicks in, and you can't think. You can't come up with creative solutions. You can't breathe. You panic. So it's really good to have techniques when stress hits you like a truck to slow yourself down so that you can start to think things through and be creative.
How true that is, because when you take any course in stress management, the emphasis is usually on the physical. Your muscles get tighter, so one response to stress is headaches, muscle tension, backaches, things of that nature. You have vascular changes, so you might end up with migraine headaches, Raynaud syndrome, things like that. Your blood pressure goes up, so you have acute hypertension, cardiac issues, things of that nature. They never mention IQ. Yes, when you're in a fight or flight, to whatever degree, your IQ diminishes exponentially with the extent of the stress response. You are kicked into full automatic. If you've had training fighting, as in karate, you're going to turn and you're going to defend yourself and you're going to fight and you're going to win. If you haven't had that kind of training, you're going to run like hell from a real physical attack. But our life is not physically threatened like this every day, except for maybe an occasional automobile issue. But yet, on a level, to a varying degree, that those emotions are kicked in, and as I said earlier, the homeostatic level of stress, our homeostatic level increases and increases. So, yes, I think it's time for the Happy Cell song. We are here for hope, and the Happy Cell song is a song that you can sing to yourself. So, Robin, let's have some happy cells.
Okay, all right. So this is to the tune of Mama's Little Children Love Shortbread, and I'll sing it through twice. I know you guys are muted, but feel free to sing along, okay? It goes, all my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. All my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. All my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. All my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well.
What a great job, Aquapello. How about that? Now, what an incredible voice this lady has. But that's not all. You need to watch this video because you need to watch her sing it. That's her voice is only half of what she just did. So watch the video, sing the song. Let that be a source of inspiration for yourself and hope as well. Your cells are happy. Your cells are happy, happy and well. Okay. All right.
That's great.
All right.
I do have a question about, we're getting into protocols and health stuff, so you might want to do the disclaimer, and and then I can ask you this question.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Yes, before we get into any technical stuff, the FDA requires me to inform everyone on this call that I am not a doctor, neither is Robin, neither is Ethel, neither is Barbara or Sandra or Chris or anybody in my organization or affiliated with us. We are not doctors except for Dr. Sue, who is a real doctor. But before you start my diet or accept any of my recommendations, if you complete the recommendations given in the book, or if you complete the questionnaire that was connected with or attached to this email that you may have received announcing today's program, I will evaluate it and provide detailed recommendations based on your questions, your answers to your questions. So before you start any of those detailed recommendations or the diet, you are to thoroughly discuss them with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you're presently experiencing. Now, the AMA, the American Medical Association, and the FDA also require me to disclose to you and let you know that none of us, aforesaid, Robin, Ethel, Barbara, Sandra, Chris, or any of us, are here to treat, cure, or mitigate or diagnose any medical condition. We are here to educate you on how to get them out of your environment. Chapter 3 of the book is about, 55, 60 pages long of how to clean them out of your environment, how to clean them out of your skin. That's the second goal. and how to clean them out of your body through using the King diet. So that's what we're here, to educate you how to clean them out of your skin, out of your body, and out of your environment so you can get your life back. And here to educate you as to which supplements are the supplements that we recommend are targeted to build health and immune functioning. That's what we are allowed to do by law. So what is the question?
The question was from Rose, and she wanted to know if you could talk about, and this has come up almost every week, about how to get rid of the toenail fungus.
Toenail fungus. Okay. Foot bath. You can buy them on Amazon for about, I don't know, $14. Fill it half full with warm water. Put in about a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. Alternatively, you can use oregano oil, but use about, and either way you go, the next thing is to add about a half a cap or a capful of Nature's Gift concentrate. If you're using the oregano oil, put a few drops in with the concentrate before you add it to the water. Bathe your feet, I don't know, at least 45 minutes, up to 2-3 times a day if you can, and within about a month, or a lot less perhaps, but you will have cleaned it out of them. You can also use a brush on your toenails, and of course disinfect it after each use, to further massage it into the deeper areas. But the Nature's Gift is going to go where it needs to go.
And what would you use to disinfect the brush?
You can use ammonia. You can use any of our disinfectants in the store, Benefect, the Mediclean. You could use, bleach if you wanted to. You could bleach the brush. You don't have to buy any disinfectants. You could use, common household disinfectants like bleach or ammonia.
Okay, thank you, Richard.
Thanks for the question. Any other questions?
No, not yet. Not yet.
All right, we're going to go for a free-for-all. Chris, are you on the call? Are you still there? Chris?
Yeah, yes, he is.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right, Chris. Chris is going to open up everybody's line, and then I'm going to ask everybody, everybody to mute themselves. Is this how we do it? And then Chris is going to open up 3. So we're going to do Russian roulette to try to keep down the background noise. So Chris is going to mute everybody, and then he's going to unmute everybody, and then I'm going to ask each of you to mute yourselves.
*6.
*6, and then he will unmute 3 of you, and then you'll know that you're unmuted, and you'll have an opportunity to ask a question or share. And if no one does, then he'll mute you and open up another 3 people. Okay, can we do that?
I didn't understand the process.
All right, the process, you need to mute everybody, right? Everybody's muted. So you can unmute everybody, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm asking them all to mute themselves, after which you're going to unmute 3 people.
Or they're going to mute themselves?
Yeah, everybody's got to unmute themselves, and then you will select 3 and unmute them, and they'll have an opportunity to ask a question or share.
Instead of that, Richard, can I just unmute 3 people and see if they want to ask anything, and then unmute them and we'll go to the next 3? Because
great! I didn't know you were able to do that. Sure. Go ahead. Unmute 3.
Yeah, if I unmute everybody, if they don't mute themselves, I cannot mute them. I have to mute everybody again.
Okay. Yes, I misunderstood. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to be unmuting the caller from Australia. and the number ending in 3639 and the number ending in 4050. So Australia caller and the number 3639 and the number 4050 is going to be unmuted now.
Okay. All right, welcome to the call. Would any of you like to share or ask a question that have been unmuted?
50, and I would like to say that I have recently tried the Cistus Tea, and
Yes.
that I'm feeling benefits from that. I just have a better sense of well-being, and I looked it up on the internet, and I was amazed at all of the good press it has. It's just incredible. And one of the things I like most about it is I can drink that tea any time of day because it has no caffeine. And they specifically said it's better than green tea. It's good for so many things that I was just bowled over. It's good for fungus treatment even. And so I've just started, but I feel really good about that tea.
Let's thank Robin for that, because she is the one that introduced us to the tea. It is a phenomenal tea in our store. It is lauded as probably being the best tea of all the teas in the world. It is incredible. I find it has a filling nature. When I drink it, any desire to eat kind of goes away. I don't know.
Yeah,
interesting.
And one of the info blurbs said that if you're using it in bags, that you can use it, reuse that bag. You can use it 3 times to get full benefit from the tea.
Yeah, I use it in a tea ball.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I can't find the tea ball here in San Antonio.
but a lot of the
They
little,
buy up everything in this city.
a lot of the little particles get out of that tea ball, and sometimes I'm choking on them. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, anyone else like to share? Ask a question.
You can also
Hi,
make the tea.
I'm from Spring Hill.
What?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Chas, and I'm from Spring Hill. I have a question about, like, the hair. Can I use the body wash? It's like the soap, the liquid soap. Can I use that on my hair, you think?
Oh, you can use anything on your hair that any of our products. Do you have a lot of problems with them in your scalp?
Oh, it's bad. It goes into my forehead, in my ears. It's really bad, the Morgellons.
Okay, Ethel, are you on?
I'm on the call, and I'm ready.
Okay, Ethel is up. She's going to give you some protocol.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Make a mixture in the palm of your hand. Use the NG shampoo, regular or foaming, or you could use that body wash that you were asking about earlier, because it has some of the other ingredients in it that you need. The Super MSN gel and Claudia's Dream Cream, which really feels so delightful. So you want the Nature's Gift shampoo, regular or foaming, or you can use the body wash, some Super MSM gel, Claudia's Dream Cream, a few drops of peppermint, clove, or whatever oil you might like. Mice don't like essential oils, they especially don't like clove oil. And take this and mix it in your hand and massage it into your scalp. Put on a shower cap, keep it overnight because you want to keep it from drying out. Wash and clean your hair the next morning and repeat this as often as you possibly can. It's not going to get rid of them instantly. You have to be persistent. It might take several, maybe up to a month. But just keep doing it, and then once you think you've got them under control, then do it as a maintenance periodically. And around the rim of your hairline, put some Vaseline because that will keep them from drifting down into your forehead like you were talking about, because they will start drifting. So put Vaseline there as a barrier. Put on the swimmer's cap. If you're going to go out during the day, I really promote the really cute cancer caps that they have. I've got a wardrobe of them, and I, wear them. And they look really nice. So you can wear that out in public while you still have the treatment on your head. If you want me to email this to you so that you have it, you could send me your email address. I'll give you mine, and I can send it over to you.
Awesome.
Okay. Richard, may I give my email address now?
I think we're going to reserve that till after we stop the recording because other people are going to be.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Miss fellow Floridian, later on I'll give my email address. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Yeah. And make sure that any pillows or headrests that you use are either disinfected or covered in plastic. So that you don't get reinfected from wherever you have your head.
Zippered vinyl pillow covers that totally encase the pillow and the mattress. Also,
Yes.
I wanted to say one thing about the Cistus Tea. If you can't find a little ball for the loose tea, if you have a French press that's usually used for making coffee, it works great for making a big amount of tea. So you can use a French press.
I did that last week. Last Saturday I came down with a sore throat, and I was gargling with a mouthwash, and I added the essential oil from the Morgellons cocktail and burned the heck out of my throat. But I was up at like 3 a.m. And I made hot Cistus tea in a coffee maker. I wanted the hot into my throat, and they can make it in a coffee maker too.
Right.
Sure.
That's
So that works. And somebody brought up the question during the week, and I'm just going to put this out there. People want to know how to get them out of your lungs and out of. So I learned a little bit about the sore throat. The amazing thing was I went to bed Friday evening early with a tinge of the sore throat, was aggressive. All I could do was be aggressive, all night long. And I woke up, and I think my throat was burned, not from a sore throat, but just from being aggressive. And it was gone. Usually these things could wipe me out for two weeks if I didn't get ahead of it. But what I did was even as I slept, I didn't have a diffuser or anything handy, so I dabbed the essential oils in a Kleenex, and I slept on my side, and I breathed in the essential oils as I slept, and it was really
great.
good. Cleaning out.
You can put them on your pillow. You can put some underneath your nose so you're breathing them. You can rub them a little bit on your chest with a carrier oil so they're not straight and don't burn your skin. Yeah.
So that is something that you can always do because, you can put the Q-tip up your nose with the NG and so forth, but you can also use this approach and get maybe equal results. The other thing about your lungs, usually these parasites are not found in your lungs, but Robin had an experience with COVID back in April, and she used a nebulizer with NG. So you want to go through what you did and how you used the nebulizer and how frequently?
I did a combination. I used the nebulizer twice a day, and then I breathed steam in a pot 3 times a day. But what I put in the nebulizer and in the steam I mean, the thing is that the heat from the steam, you know, heat kills viruses also, which is why I did a combination of the two. And I would use, I think it was like 8 drops of Nature's Gift, and then I used about the same amount of drops. Well, in the nebulizer less. It was like 2 or 3 drops because it was smaller. But in the steam, I used more. I used essential oil called Breathe Ease, and I used biocidin, which is an antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial combination, and oregano oil, and that's what it was. Those were the main oils, and I would breathe it for at least 10 minutes with the nebulizer and with the steam. 3 times a day with the steam, twice a day with the nebulizer. Really helped tremendously.
Didn't you say you also used some of the Nature's Gift in the nebulizer?
Yes. In the nebulizer, I used about 3 drops of each of those. In the steam, I used the Nature's Gift as well as the other oils, but I put more in because it was a bigger pot of water.
So with the nebulizer, how much?
Oh, and I also used, so in the nebulizer, I had a prescription for the normal stuff you put in nebulizers, and I added these things to it. So it was like 2 or 3 drops of Nature's Gift and just a couple of drops of each of the essential oils.
Was that the concentrate of the Nature's Gift, or did you use a...
Yeah, it was 100%.
Okay. All right.
It was 100%. And then in the steam, I added, it was more like 8 drops.
Great, thank you. So maybe if you get a chance, you could write that up for me, and I could publish it for everybody, and we could add it to the book.
I could do that.
Especially with COVID-19 around, it's a good thing to have a nebulizer handy in case you're going to need it. The goal is to keep this thing out of your lungs.
And you can, I mean, if you're having an issue, you can get a prescription for a nebulizer, and most insurances will pay for it and the medicine that goes with it. But there are also great nebulizers that you can get on Amazon for under $50, and a lot of them are portable. They work on batteries, or you can plug them in, and they cover your whole face. They're really helpful.
Great, thank you. Okay, anyone else that would like to ask a question or share?
I'm going to unmute 11007164 and 9365.
Okay. When you do that, they will hear that they've been unmuted, correct?
Well, it's a little icon that they can see in probably the left corner, one of the corners of their screen.
Oh, they're on the phone. They're on the phone.
Oh, right. Well, they'll hear. Yeah, it will say you are unmuted.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a question.
Yes.
I get them really, really bad in my eyes and on my lips, and they really hurt. Is there a special way to clean them out of your eyes and your lips?
Well, there is a segment in the book, Chapter 6, that has about maybe 6 or 7 different things that you can do for your eyes, ranging from using colloidal silver. We have 12 parts per million colloidal silver in the store. You can use diluted Nature's Gift in an eye wash with saline water. There are a couple of prescription medications that have been demonstrated to be effective. There's maybe 3 or 4 other things. I don't remember them offhand what exactly they are, but Chapter 6 goes into that pretty much in detail.
And
yeah, I'm just at chapter 5, so I'll have to be chapter
whatever
6.
you do, you want to do it every 20 minutes. You can get an eye wash glass, little cup, and if you're going to do the colloidal silver, you rinse your eyes every 20 minutes. It takes a few days. You put Vaseline around your eyes, because it's whatever you do is going to push them out of your eyes into your face, and the Vaseline will stop them. Yeah, there's a couple of, there's erythromycin that's very helpful because it's also thick. That is a prescription. You know, if you call your eye doctor, and sometimes they will call that in, you just say you have an infection in your eyes. But the colloidal silver is very effective, and you can also, with the spray, NG spray, you shut your eyes and spray the lids and the eyelashes and then just wipe it off, and that helps tremendously too because they get in your eyelashes as well. And you can do the same thing for your face and your lips. You can spray with NG and then wipe it off. You can use the Claudia's Dream Cream, rub it in, and then use the Nature's Gift mouthwash, which is also a body wipe, and wipe it off after that. And you do that aggressively many times a day, and it will help. And you have a lip balm that's a Nature's Gift lip balm.
We have a lip balm, which is phenomenal. I had one person buy like a dozen of them. I asked him why, because he uses them all over his body for lesions. So the lip balm is pretty good. I don't want anybody to get the impression that the only way you can get your life back is through buying our products. Our products are phenomenal. They've been lauded as the best there is, better than even Carjou, who was going out of practice, and his things cost thousands of dollars. Neosporin is great. Things like that are also listed in the book that you can apply. So we talk about a product because we're familiar with them, but there are other things out there that you can also find if you investigate and search. Amylactin, there's amylactin lotion that has proved well for some people.
Mm-hmm. And you can add essential oils to it.
Yeah.
And create your own mixture.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anyone else like to share or ask a question?
I have another question. It's
Yes.
Chad.
Hi.
Has anybody ever actually seen, like, with their eyes or whatever, a parasite that was on their skin?
Many times, people send me pictures all the time of these things, and they actually mean nothing. Pictures mean nothing, because I don't know. Nobody knows. When it comes to Morgellons, Morgellons does not care what organism it hijacks. There are an infinite number of organisms it's going to hijack. It has many different faces to it, so the pictures don't mean anything, except that it's dealing with some kind of parasite.
When I
That's exactly what I was curious, because I swear I've seen like 1,000 different types, and then sometimes they'll callus over in my foot, and I'm trying to get it out. Like, it's awful.
Well, are you on the diet? Are you on the diet?
Yeah. I'm starting the diet this next week.
Okay. Well, then don't expect to see any change until you're on the diet, 100% on the diet, and the diet produces results. When the diet kicks in, you will notice a little of any activity, a little of any scratching or itching or biting. You'll know the diet is kicked in. If you're lucky, the diet will kick in within 24 hours, or it could take as long as a few weeks. There are 3 things that you need to do at the same time to avoid cross-contamination. You need to be strict as hell, strict as you possibly can on that diet. If you have one little tic-tac breath mint, you're off the diet. It's that strict. So it's that strict. And without it 100%, our experience is you will get nowhere. Secondly, you need to have your environment under control, so you need to be very aggressive with the environment. I think 2 weeks ago our call was totally about the environment, so you want to go back and check out some of our earlier videos, read the book, 50-some pages. Thirdly, you want to be getting them out of your skin with the bathing. So those 3 things you need to do at the same time, and be aggressive with each and every one of them. There's no easy path.
So it's all these things I need to be doing in conjunction with each other, basically. The disinfection, the bathing, the diet.
Have you ever driven a car with a clutch, a car with a clutch?
Yeah, I called myself doing it, but I didn't do a very good job, but yes.
All right, well, this car has 3 clutches, and you need to do them all at the same time.
Okay, that makes plenty of sense.
And if affordable, you want to look into the supplements that build health and immune functioning. They're all targeted. Our multiple vitamin, for instance, is designed for Lyme disease.
Okay.
Morgellons. So,
right, and don't forget, most supplements aren't compatible with stage 1 of the diet. You have to read labels. You have to. The only supplements, there are a couple in Richard's store that, through research, he found they're not expensive and they are compatible with the diet, like a multivitamin. But you can't just take all the vitamins and supplements you've been taking. They can totally ruin everything you're trying to do with the diet.
Great. I mean, many people go to the homeopath and, but hey, forget it. The homeopath has no idea how important and the right supplements are, and can totally screw you up. So I don't recommend, call me selfish, I don't recommend you mixing this protocol with any other protocol or any other medical advice. You know, discuss it with your doctor, and then you decide whether you want to use it or go with his, you know, it's your choice.
Right.
Makes perfect sense.
I mean, if you take something that's got licorice in it, and that's an additive in a lot of supplements, you're done. You won't get anywhere with this diet. Thank you. Anyone else have a question that's unmuted?
I just want to say something. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I would just like to say something also. That the belief is what is the key. So we have the healing power within. Now, what blocks that healing power is the idea or the notion that somehow we need forgiveness. What we need to believe is that we...
Please speak from your experience.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't be in a lecture mode. Speak from what you experience, how you get it. Okay?
I'm experiencing what a lot of people are experiencing. I'm saying we. I'm sharing because other people are experiencing this. We can forgive ourselves. And when we don't do that, we block that power that heals us within us. That's in our DNA. It's in everything. You can call it God, but it's a healing power. And I just wanted to share that when we hang on to the notion that somehow somebody else like God or Jesus or anything other than ourselves has to forgive us, we're done. Forget the diet, forget cleaning your house, forget everything. Because when you can't forgive yourself, you cannot heal.
Well, that's a good point, because what we talked about in the very beginning was letting go of grudges. And I didn't think at that time to mention that, yes, grudges can be with yourself.
Yes. And we never hear anybody say, hey, have you forgiven yourself? And sit down with you, hold your hand for 45 minutes instead of hopping in the bathtub. Bathe yourself with your own self, forgiving yourself and saying, I don't need forgiveness from this, that, or the next, because that's not my choice.
Well, what you're touching...
Parasites are a physical thing, and they attract insects that are molecular in size, and you can forgive yourself all you want. If you don't do the protocols, you're not going to get well. Sorry.
Well,
I'm saying, yes, is that when you don't forgive yourself, you can do the protocols, but you're blocking the healing power within.
Right, it can take longer.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's 100%, but I would say that self-image is a big issue in a lot of this, and that I'll put a plug in for my book, co-authored by Dr. Joe Vitale. My dog got run over by a rainbow, which I recommend everybody read, because my experience is that basically 100% of us have self-esteem issues, whether it's not that we don't forgive ourselves or we don't measure up or we judge ourselves. 100 different ways we kill our self-esteem. And that book, read it.
Yes, but you've got to keep it simple. It's like taking a love bath. You must forgive yourself, even if you have to sit there all day telling yourself that, because nobody's going to walk up to your door, knock on it, say, have you forgiven yourself, and sit there and hold your hand for 45 minutes or all day long and say, forgive yourself.
Fine, that's what you find true for you, which may be true for others and may not, for everybody. But I applaud you, and it's right on. It's good to do, to give yourself a loving bath. And
yes,
if you can't love yourself, the bottom line is we go through life, we look for a partner in life in the beginning, and we may not be that outgoing or whatever, and we just wish somebody could see us who we are and could love us. But we don't love ourselves. So how's anybody going to love us if we don't love ourselves? So
well, but what I'm trying to tell you is that what's been imposed upon our belief system is the notion that we need forgiveness from someone else, somewhere else, something else. No, we don't. Everything has been put...
you can't tell people what they need and they don't need. Everyone has different belief systems, and forgiving yourself is important, but you can't tell people who believe in the forgiveness of God that isn't important to them.
No, I'm saying, when I say
that's
we...
That's just what you said.
Yeah, but when I say we, I'm including everybody in that experience.
Well,
They're welcome. Yeah, they're welcome to experience the idea or the notion that everything is complete. Everything is complete.
Yeah. It's a matter of semantics here. It's a matter of semantics here. We ask you to speak from your experience, not say other people, everybody else.
Or what everyone needs to do.
Find true for you. What you find true for you. Okay.
Also, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the call, when people speak, could you please use your first name and where you're from so that we know who's speaking? Like, hi, I'm Robin from Western Mass, and no one's been introducing themselves. So I forgot to mention it, but please do that when you speak. We would appreciate who we're talking to, knowing that.
Thank you.
Well, I'm an author from San Diego named Sylvie.
Thanks for joining us today and sharing. Anyone else like to share or ask a question? All right, let's go for 3 more numbers. This is working fairly well.
Yeah, I opened 3 more. I opened actually 5.
All right, if you heard that your line was open, please ask a question or share if you like.
Yes, thank you. This is Valerie from Georgia.
Hi.
And I am a little bit new to this problem, so I apologize ahead if I say something that is not fitting. Please stop me then, because I'm still looking for answers in terms of understanding what is going on. And also, I am fighting for the survival of my dog, and I hope that is not a lesser problem for me. She's my, like a child for me, so that's where the problem began. And I was on the conference calls once and talked to Robin before, but there are so many issues here I'm not clear on. But I would first like to add that in my tribulation and trials, I tried different things. First of all, after many diseases or the symptoms of diseases, I have discovered in her eye these flickery things, which I do make a picture of, like enlarging them, and then I can see them. But even if I just put the camera light on, I see them flicker in different colors. So that's what I suspect to be Morgellons. I mean, I do not have confirmation of that just from you, but that's what I realized, that those are particles all around the eye.
Vets often deal with parasitic infections in pets' eyes, and if you called your veterinarian, I'm sure they would give you drops to put in your dog's eyes.
Yes, I'm going tomorrow, but that I've discovered, and then I started to use different things to try to stop it, and it just became worse or not working. And just recently, about a week ago, I began to put aloe vera gel on, and that seems to be effective. I am not saying it's cured or healed, but I do say it had. And then I noticed that went into my eye, which I was like maybe mishandling it, wasn't careful enough, and my eye began to hurt on the inside, and there was a red spot in it, and I put aloe vera gel on it, and it cleared. So I believe that is something everybody may want to try, because it looks okay, because when I put it on, then it's not flickering so many. It's just much less on her face. But it's still a problem. And I have received a bad prognosis, because they have said that it entered the brain. I mean, a reliable source. Now, I don't really understand what entered the brain. They refer to a bacterial infection and a fungal infection. And so I tried to look up Lyme disease, which is associated with the Morgellons, learned from you. And I downloaded the book, began to read it, but I haven't finished yet. And I'm really thank you for that. I think it's life-changing. And so when, so far what I understand that Lyme disease, some derivatives or something that is causing them. And I have seen an image of a Lyme bacteria releasing some wavy worm-like features. And that I find in her around the eye and in the fur. And it's very thin. You really could not see it unless now I'm educated. And I pull it off, and they are wiggling, and they are like worm-like creatures, just wavy and very thin. And so I have read on a website that these are releasing some toxins, like little particles, into the brain or wherever they are. Well, and I just would like to really ask, is this what I see in the eye?
And let me say,
go ahead.
In regards to Lyme disease, there's nothing that you can absolutely see with your naked eye that's associated with Lyme disease. If you're seeing anything, there's some other kind of parasitic activity, but what you're seeing does not indicate. You need a microscope. You need to have highly experienced people in microscopy to see the spirochete or the offspring coming from the red blood cells as they do when they diagnose Lyme disease. Nothing that you can see visually with your naked eye.
Right,
yes,
but
which
let
I
me
thought
add
of
to that.
myself.
Let me just add to that. There's a microbiologist who is also a veterinarian from Canada who did a YouTube interview, and Morgellons is associated with these fibers and things like you're describing that you can see, but when she looked at them under a molecular microscope, she found a variation of Lyme spirochetes, found Bartonella spirochetes, but they are on a molecular level. They're a bacteria, which is a parasitic bacteria. You cannot see them. You can see the effect of them in Morgellons, but you can't actually see the bacteria.
Which I know, I do know that, because I even, used to work with science. I'm very well aware of that. The bacteria is not visible, but the little worm-like things in her hair looks exactly like what comes out of the bacteria, and I understand there is a major difference between being microscopic and me being able to see it with a naked eye, and I don't understand the connection, but I do know that those things are around the eye, and then I see those flickering things, so I was wondering if they were like releasing those into the eye, those little worms, or if you ever heard of such a thing, because like I said, I'm looking for answers.
Just like what they do in human eyes.
When you're dealing with Morgellons is not a parasite. Morgellons hijacks organisms that are parasites. So it can hijack an infinite number of organisms. So no one organism defines Morgellons, okay? What defines Morgellons is the filaments and fibers comprised of collagen and keratin, and that the biologist Medeva Han has identified the existence of the spirochetes, two different types of spirochetes, on these filaments and fibers and inside the filaments and fibers.
Right, which is what I was trying to say.
It doesn't matter what the organism is. You're dealing with Morgellons. And so the emphasis should not be on the organism, but should be on dealing with the Morgellons, not the organism.
And the treatment.
Well, yeah, if you're dealing with Morgellons, you're looking at the protocol, and the protocol will take care of any organisms.
Right. But may I ask this? Based on what I shared, is this what I'm dealing with? You believe that's what I'm dealing with, Morgellons?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, filaments and fibers, they are usually not infrared, what is it, fluorescent. So you have a fluorescent light, and they show up under the fluorescence. They're various colors, you know, the red, white, black, green, yellow,
blue.
But typically they're fluorescent. Then that defines Morgellons according to Dr. Saverly, who wrote the book Morgellons, the Legitimization of a Disease.
See, I was able to pick up very small particles. They are very small, but they are flickering with light. And when I place them under the microscope or enlarge them, say, I think I can enlarge to 40 times, then I see the fibers coming out of them. And like I said, I'm new to this. I'm learning about them, but I do see the fibers. I do see these little rainbow color things.
Fibers, she calls them filaments, because when you talk about fibers, doctors say, well, it came from the coat you were wearing. That's a fiber. Filaments come from your skin. That's what Dr. Saverly says. So filaments are Morgellons, according to her.
Oh, I see.
I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose it. I can only tell you what she says.
Right. So the Morgellons only causing problems on the skin.
Morgellons causes an infinite variety of issues. Some people don't have any lesions. Some people don't even. Some people have lesions that won't stop or ever heal. It's infinite number. What is Morgellons is filaments and fibers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else like to share or ask a question?
Hi, this is Oksana from Sacramento.
Yes. Hi.
I just want to say thank you, Richard, and Robin and Chris, for all your work. I appreciate very, very much. It's helpful.
Thank you.
I have a question about...
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. The Clean 'em Up design. It works really good on the skin, so it's okay to use it on the skin, not just around yourself environment, right?
What is the question?
The Clean 'em Up design.
Oh, Clean 'em Up design. Sure, they can be used on the skin.
Okay.
Yeah,
and also
the dilution instructions are on the website.
Oh, okay. And then also the sulfur and lime for the, and I know it's for the fats, but I had real long hair, and at some point I couldn't even brush them anymore because it was something that I wasn't able to brush, so I had to cut it. But and my hair now, even the short, it's still stuff in them. So I tried so many things, and it seems like the lime and sulfur works. I tried to find it on the internet if it's okay to use it on people. I couldn't seem to find it, so I was wondering if you know about that.
The lime sulfur solution?
Yeah.
That typically is for mites and columbella. I don't know how applicable it would be with Morgellons. It might be, I don't know. Lime sulfur in a bath is pretty harsh.
And smelly.
It's a harsh approach. Your skin can end up being leathery-like.
Well, as long as I'm not dead, but yeah, I was looking for something on the internet to use it on human, but they're all coming up with the animals only. So I don't know if I can just like mix it myself or what the portion is.
What issue do you have on the skin?
Well, lesions, yeah, they would just show up. Well, basically, right now it's not too bad. I mean, I've been doing a lot of work on it, just on my hand and a couple of them on my leg. But the hair, my hair, like I can't even brush them, and they're just like nuts in there. Like.
Okay, you were on the call earlier when Ethel went through the protocol. Great. So you know what to do for your hair. With your hands, you can do just get a bowl and put your hands in a hand bowl instead of a foot bath. Lesions, many different approaches that we have. There's a medical approach. Rifampicin is a medication that people have used successfully for facial lesions. You can use our nanoglutathione, a drop of it on a lesion. We have a deep wound lesion kit with nature's more concentrated nature's gift and minerals, and includes the exfoliant cream.
Yeah, it's been working. I mean, I have a lot of your products.
Again, be aggressive. Do it every 15-20 minutes in the beginning.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you're working.
Well,
and you can take a sulfur cream and put it under your fingernails and leave it there all day.
Yeah.
That will help a lot for your hands. And you can, like, with your hair, like Ethel said, you can get one of those cancer caps. They're really cute. They have, like, little fake flowers on them, and you can do the hair thing and wear that to work, if you know.
But has anybody else talked about it? Like these, they look like a hair that's got in a knot, and like there's like a bowl in the middle of it, and there's like hair sticking out of it. But it's my hair, but somehow, I mean, I think it's my hair anyway. But somehow there's like a lot of them in there all of a sudden, and like, I mean, I try to sit there and just straighten, one by one, to straighten instead of pulling it out, and then I wasn't able to do that.
There are many people who have actually shaved their hair, gotten rid of it.
Or cut it off as short as you can stand it, which is what I did.
Yes, I mean, I'm there, but I just couldn't believe that this was, I mean, what, it doesn't move, it doesn't bite, but it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be. It's important to be aggressive with it. The more contact it has with NG and the oils and things, the quicker it's going to go away and get cleaned out.
I mean, I used to take a couple of baths, and now I'm scared because I feel like it's spreading them and not killing them. I do disinfect, either bleach or essential oils or vinegar. I mean, vinegar kills it. Like just vinegar, I put vinegar with the NG. It would kill the parasite in there.
Well,
in the bathtub.
Okay, how the bath works is the NG extracts them from your skin. It's not strong enough to actually destroy them. So you need to use a disinfectant, and you need to figure out, the Chapter 3 has probably 15 different disinfectants and combinations.
Yeah.
So peppermint oil is one.
It takes research to figure out what the best combination is, if you need a combination. Now, the challenge is to make sure the disinfectant is not too strong to irritate your skin, but strong enough to destroy the organisms. So there's a little bit of testing and experiments going on. Then they still may not be dead after you get out of the bath. That's why we recommend showering off and using the Nature's Gift soap to clean your skin. And then blot yourself dry, throw away the paper towels, and then use a body wipe or cream on your skin wherever you need it.
And the apple cider vinegar in the bath it kills fungus.
Okay, well that's what I've been using, but I'm just.
But I wouldn't. I don't think it does the same. I mean, it's not going to necessarily kill the parasites in your hair.
No, you don't really. When you're in the bath, when you're in the bath, you really don't want to get a lot of water in your head, on your head or your hair,
I don't do that anymore because it
runs down your forehead into your eyes, and you got a bigger problem.
Went through that too.
You'll end up with Mack trucks as floaters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lot better. Like it's to the point where, my gosh, I can go outside and not be look like a flipper.
Well, good. It sounds like you're making some progress. Keep coming back. We'll keep helping you and supporting you to get your life back. And maybe by 6 months from now, you can join our coaching staff.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And
You're
Happy
welcome.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to share or ask a question? All right, let's go to another 3 or 4 people, or 5.
Come on. All phones are unmuted, Richard. Everybody's open now.
Okay.
Come on.
Anyone else?
You want to come through?
It's almost 6 o'clock. Anyone else like to share, or are we going to have an early evening here?
Oh, I got a question. This is Maria, San Antonio.
Yes, Maria. Mm-hmm.
On that Cistus tea, it does not have a lot of flavor. In fact, very, very neutral type taste. What
I'd like to
adding another tea to it, like peppermint or clove, just adding it just for the flavor or for the effect that
I usually add 2 or 3 teas to the Cistus tea. I'll add a pure black tea, I'll add peppermint tea, I'll add dandelion tea, and I'll add Cistus tea. And I let it steep a long time. In fact, Andrea had texted me, she likes to boil it for 10 minutes and get the teas really strong.
Wow,
so,
that's great.
Yeah. So, yes, you can absolutely do that.
What do you mean by black tea? I'm curious about
black
that.
Tea is a kind of tea. It's you can use different teas as long as they're pure and they have no other additives and things in them. Black tea has caffeine. So
okay.
I like my tea with a little bit of a kick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one tea we don't have that tea in the store.
Right.
Yeah,
I usually get like Irish breakfast tea.
Yeah.
That is just pure black tea.
I've got the kind of nervous system that doesn't need a kick. It goes on its own. I'd like to tame it down.
Yeah, but you could add peppermint, and you could. There's a dandelion tea in Richard's store that's really tasty. I love that dandelion tea, and it also has a lot of health properties that are pretty good if you look it up.
Yeah, it's a dandelion root tea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I found the Cistus tea very flavorful. But
well,
I never even thought of it. But okay.
Yeah. Well, you can also let it steep longer, or you can cook it in the coffee pot like Richard did, and it'll get stronger. And try that as well.
Okay. I like strong flavors.
Me too.
Food, tea, whatever. Just like those.
Thank you. Anyone else like to share or ask a question? Well, it looks like it's time for our drawing. The winner will receive either a signed copy of my softcover book that we just got in after a month of waiting for it. Came in Saturday, or a $20 discount in the store. Chris, you got a winner for us?
Yes, 3639.
Okay, if the last 4 digits were 3639, you were the winner. We're going to stop the recording right now.